One small ant is walking across your kitchen counter. Your hand is already moving toward it. Stop for 10 seconds. That ant was not lost. It was sent. And squashing it starts something you cannot undo. In the next minutes, you will learn what that ant is doing, why the smell it leaves behind is a warning, and why the people who study ants for a living almost never reach for the shoe. Let us start with the one ant. Because one ant is never one ant. A colony does not send a crowd to find food. It sends scouts. A scout leaves the nest alone, walking in wide loops, touching surfaces with its antennae, tasting the air. It is mapping your kitchen. If it finds nothing, it goes home and nothing happens. If it finds a crumb, everything changes. It drags the tip of its abdomen along the floor as it walks back, leaving a thin chemical line the others can follow. That line is a trail pheromone. It fades in minutes if nobody uses it. So a scout that finds nothing costs you nothing. Now here is where most people get it wrong. When you crush that ant, you do not erase the trail, you add to it. Ants carry glands full of defensive chemicals. Crush the body, and those glands rupture at once. The most common house ant in North America is called the odorous house ant. Its scientific name is Taponoma sessile. Squash one and lift your finger to your nose. It smells like rotten coconut. Some people say blue cheese. That smell is a signal. In the colony, those compounds mean danger here. Come. Nestmates within range change direction and move toward the source. You wanted the ant gone. What you did was ring a bell, and you left a scent marker on the exact spot. Watch what happens over the next half hour. The first ants arrive within a few minutes. They find the marked spot and stop there. Each one that stays makes the signal stronger. By the time you come back, there is a line, and you are certain they came for the crumb. Some of them came for the ant you squashed. This is why people say more ants showed up after they cleaned. The counter looked clean. Chemically, it was screaming, and that is only the small problem. The real one is underneath your floor. Most people picture a colony as one nest with one queen. The odorous house ant does not work that way. Researchers at Purdue University studied these colonies in cities and found something that changes the whole picture. A single urban colony can hold tens of thousands of workers and hundreds of queens at the same time. Hundreds of queens in one connected network, spread under stones, mulch, and the empty space inside your walls. Now think about what pressure does to a network like that. When these colonies are attacked, they do not die. They split. A group of workers takes a queen and some brood and walks away to start a new nest somewhere else. Entomologists call this budding. It is well documented in pharaoh ants and seen in odorous house ants too, which means the spray can under your sink has a hidden cost. Repellent sprays take out the workers you can see and push the rest of the colony to break apart and spread. One nest becomes three. Three become 9. 2 weeks later, the ants are in a room they never used before, and you think it is a new infestation. It is the same one. You scattered it. University extension guides say the same thing. Use baits. Skip the repellent sprays. A worker you squash is replaced within days. A queen laying eggs underground is not even inconvenienced. It is like pulling leaves off a tree and expecting the tree to notice. There is one more thing holding that network together. Ants share food mouth to mouth. A worker finds sugar, swallows it, walks home, and passes it directly to the next ant. Scientists call this Trophallaxis. The colony works like one shared stomach. Food that enters through a single worker reaches hundreds of others within hours. The liquid they pass along carries more than sugar. Studies have found proteins and hormones in it, chemicals that help shape how young ants develop. The colony behaves like a single body, spread out under your floor. Hold on to that idea. It is the reason one specific method works when everything else fails. So that is the practical reason. Now the part that actually surprises people. Ask what the ant is doing in your house when there is no sugar out. Ants are scavengers. They carry away dead insects, spilled protein, flakes of grease, and anything organic small enough to lift. In 2014, researchers measured this in New York City. They left food out on street medians on Broadway and counted what the insects removed. The number came out near 1,000 kilograms of waste a year from just a few blocks of pavement. The team compared it to 60,000 hot dogs. The dominant species doing the work was the pavement ant, the same small dark ant people squash on their steps. Now scale that down to one kitchen. A dead fly behind the fridge does not vanish on its own. Something removes it. There is a second job, and it is bigger. Ants are the main predators of termites. Colonies raid termite tunnels for food. Termites are soft-bodied, slow, and packed together in tunnels. For an ant colony, that is food. Where ants are established and hunting, termites have a harder time moving in and holding ground. Think about which of those two you would rather find in your wall. One takes a crumb off your counter, the other eats the frame, the beam, and the floor beneath it. Termite damage in the United States runs into billions of dollars every year. The ant crossing your floor is not on that list. Now an honest warning, because not every ant is the same. There is one you should take seriously, the carpenter ant. It is large, often black, usually usually 8 to 12 millimeters. It does not eat the wood the way a termite does. It chews tunnels through damp wood to nest inside. The sign to look for is the sawdust, small piles of shredded wood under a beam or window frame, sometimes with insect wings mixed in. If you see that, call a professional. That one is structural, but the tiny ants marching to your sugar bowl are almost never that species. Here is a quick way to read them. Ants have a bent antenna and a narrow waist. Termite swarmers have straight antennae and no waist at all. If wings are lying on your windowsill, check those two things first. There is one more thing that ant is telling you for free. Ants come indoors for two reasons: food and water. More often, it is water. A line of ants heading for a bathroom with no food in it usually means moisture. A slow leak under the sink. Condensation behind a wall. Damp wood you cannot see yet. Follow the trail instead of erasing it, and it will walk you straight to a plumbing problem you would not have found for another year. Ants also flood into houses after heavy rain and during long dry spells when they are hunting for moisture. The timing is a clue. So what do you actually do? First, do not squash the scouts. You are only spreading alarm chemical and hiding information. Second, take away the reason they came. Wipe the trail with soapy water or diluted vinegar. That breaks the chemical line the others were following. Plain water will not do it. Third, store sweet food in sealed containers and fix the leak the ants pointed at. Fourth, if the numbers are genuinely too high, use a slow-acting bait instead of a spray. Remember the shared stomach. Workers carry the bait home and feed it straight into that system. It reaches the part of the colony you can never see. Sprays do the opposite. They remove the messengers and scatter the nest. And one wandering ant on the counter needs only paper and an open door. Step back and look at the scale of this for a moment. In 2022, a team of researchers tried to count them. They were counting every ant on the planet. Their estimate was 20 quadrillion ants alive right now. That is a 2 followed by 16 zeros. Put together, their dry weight comes out heavier than all wild birds and wild mammals combined. Every elephant, every whale, every bird on Earth, outweighed by insects you can cover with a thumb. Ants have been running this cleanup system for over 100 million years. They move soil, bury seeds, clear away dead insects, and in many places they shift as much earth as earthworms do. Your house is a very new building on a very old floor. The ant crossing your counter is doing a job that was old before there were counters. So the next time you see one, the useful question is what it is doing here. Follow it. It will tell you, and then let it walk out the way it came in.